Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. This video is basically about how I duped myself. I didn't get duped. I duped myself because I should have known better, but I just wanted to, go with the first couple of signs of what I thought made what I'm about to show you as being real, and after the fact, I found some other markings that made it not real. So, here we go. This is supposed to be an it bag from Chloe, a Paddington bag. It's supposed to be an earlier version. The Paddington bags came out and they launched in 2004, and they were such a big hit that they sold out before they hit the shelves. And I didn't know about the Paddington bags or anything about Chloe bag at that time, because I didn't really start to get into high-end bags until like 2007, 2008, and around 2009 is when I started, doing, I entered the pre-love market, I guess you want to say, at, secondhand stores and things like that. And just searching and learning about these bags over time, and learning about what it bags were a handful of years ago, that's how I recognized that this is possibly a Paddington bag when I saw it hanging on the rack. Now, when I first saw the bag, I asked the girl, if I could take a look at it. I didn't want to get on my phone and research the bag right there in the store. I was like, I'm going to step out, sit in my car, and just see what I can find before I buy it, before I commit to buying it. And so the first thing I did was I looked at the quality of the leather, because it could be leather, it could be another kind of material, because I know the Paddington bags are heavy. It's the padlock is supposed to be really heavy, like a ½ pound, I think they said online, and it's supposed to really weigh the bag down. And so picking up this bag, it was quite heavy. So I was like, okay, let me look at one more thing. I don't know Chloe, like I was telling you, so I was just really rummaging in the bag, and I just picked out what I'm just looking for, whatever, what can I find? I found the style number 020503. So I was like, okay, let me use the few items here, run out, look on my phone, and come back. The first thing I did was I Googled this style number, Chloe Paddington bag, clicked on images, and immediately this bag popped up with this particular color. So I was like, okay, that's a good start. Then I was just looking over some other things, what I could memorize real quick, so when I walk back up in the store, I can make a decision. Let me take a look at the bag again. So I walked back in the store, and it was just saying that obviously, this bag was the 05 part of this serial number is 2005. So I'm like, okay, if this bag is 12 years old, the hardware is probably going to be a bit aged. And I noticed that on the padlock, it was wearing away a little bit. So I'm just like, okay, maybe that's a part of what they term the brass as being oxidation. So I'm like, okay, that's worn out. It's not, spanking brand new if it's a 2005. And I just really looked at it, and it smells great. I was like, this is leather. It says Chloe, it's brass. I just made sure that I memorized where this was at. Looking online, it says Chloe here on that part there. This key, I checked it before I left. This key actually unopens the lock. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna risk it, and the inside pocket, one of the inside pockets it's not torn, but it's the seam is giving away. And the girl noticed that I was kind of really concerned about that, and there's a couple of stains in the interior. So she knocked off a couple of dollars, so a few dollars rather. So this bag was ticketed at $19 and some change. I walked out paying $13 and some change. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the deal of the day. I found a vintage it bag for 13 bucks. Even though I thought that was a bit much because my budget is kind of like $10. So when I got home, before I decided to put the elbow grease in, cleaning out the interior, removing the stains, there's an ink stain somewhere on the bag, and I was like, before I do all of that, let me look one more time. I must have had a feeling that this possibly is too good to be true. So when I looked online again, you know, because I had a little bit more leeway to, you know, research again, a little bit more time. The first crushing information that I found is that it said on the lock they should be flathead screws. And right then and there, I was hurt to the core. I could have cried because these are Phillips screws. And you can see they're Phillips. So here's a flathead. I can do it like this. Here's a flathead tip of a screw. And here is the diamond shape, I guess you want to say. This is the Phillips. So right then and there, I could have cried. And these type of stores, they don't offer refunds, and there's not even exchanges. So right then and there, I was at a loss. Like I said, I could have cried. So I was like, well, let me find out what else about this bag is not real. And the oxidation. You know, brass over time, that many years, it should oxidize. So because these are flathead screws, I was like, well, the hardware's got to be fake then. So the first thing I could think of is my Louis Vuitton bag. Here's my lock from my Speedy bag. It's a 1988 bag. From 1988. And sorry, that's my house phone. You know, who has a house phone anymore? But this is like 2017 minus 1988 over how many years is that? Here's what oxidation looks like. And then here is my Speedy showing what I can about like what the brass would look like over time. Look how much shiny this is, and this here is like on the matte side of things. So I was like, oh, so just hurt. And then now that I was like really starting to question, you know, Chloe being stamped in there, and it says made in Italy. It's exact when you look online, but it was saying that the stamping wouldn't be so, I guess you want to say, so pressed in. I guess with Chloe, it'll be like very light. Like you would really have to strain to see it. So it's a little too much stamped in there. And then, you know, I'm just now really questioning, you know, where the accent mark is on top of the E. Is that even the proper place? You know, so, and there's Chloe there. And then, you know, just looking, opening my eye a little more. Chloe here on the padlock, it's probably not really centered correctly. You know, not the correct type of font. You know, so I'm like, oh man. And then with the interior, it was saying not to let it be a determining factor if it's fake or not, but it's not a cheap. It feels like a really nice, I don't know, canvas, or it's really a really nice material. It's not cheap at all. But I guess they were saying that the lining is more of a corduroy type feel. You know, corduroy has like those lines, and you know how corduroy feels. It's a little thicker, a little dense. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's another piece, you know, that's not really right. And those were the only factors that I found that made this bag like, oh wow, it's not real. Oh yeah, one more. The straps are probably weird. You know, they're probably not, obviously they're not the right width, or how it hangs is probably not, you know, proper, because whatever they fill straps with, I'm sure Chloe, you know, has not whatever cheap filling this is here. It does have the extra piece, I guess it's movable. It does have the extra piece of leather on the straps, but as you can see here, this part here, this seam should be on the outer, and this one obviously is inner. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I could just like cry, because it hurts. It still hurts, feeling some type of way. It's not as painful as it was just like yesterday, but everything else is like perfect. How the brass feet line up with the other studs on here. The seams are perfect. You know, because I was just trying to find pictures of 2005 Paddy bags, and everything is perfect. I'm just like, wow, somebody did a really good job. So in my opinion, this bag probably came from maybe like that replica site. I think it's called Purse Valley, you know, something like that, because this is very well made. I mean, it got me, you know, but it's a lesson learned, because if I don't know the brand, I probably shouldn't be buying it, or just really just do the extensive research, maybe find someone that can go with me that knows it before I buy it. But I learned my lesson. But I haven't really decided what I'm really going to do with this bag. My first reaction was just to like pitch and throw it away, because I don't promote counterfeit bags. I won't be carrying this bag because it's not real. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it and use it as a teaching tool. You know, something I can refer back on, you know, the hardware, you know, just, you know, whatever I found. Maybe it'll help me with the next bag, or maybe I can help someone else. You know, that's pretty much it. You know, how I dupe myself, and lesson learned. So let me know what you think about it. Maybe it happened to you. Tell me your story. You know, we'll just go from there. And tomorrow will be a better day. Maybe I'll feel better about it. Maybe I'll find a real, you know, Paddington bag, you know, to make up for my sadness. So thank you guys for joining me and going over this with me. And until next time.